Hey everyone, it's been a long time since I made a video, but I feel passionate about, what Rand Paul said about repealing the section of the 19, or, being against the section of the 1964 Civil Rights Act that forced private businesses to service everybody, to not discriminate. I feel very passionately about it. I feel like he is not prejudiced or racist for what he said. And I think there's a lot of merit to what he said, to his saying, he, would have been against that provision or section. And this is why. Um, Back in the 1960s, blacks were being discriminated against. They couldn't ride at the front of the bus. They couldn't eat in certain restaurants. They couldn't, if they went to stores like Woolworth or whatever, they could buy stuff, but they wouldn't serve them at the front counter or something like that. But it was just a lot of stuff going on, and instead of blacks taking this as a challenge to start their own businesses, to start their own bus companies, to start their own restaurants, to start their own department stores, to start their, and just service themselves and anybody else they felt like, they put pressure on the government to force businesses that did not want them in there to accept them. And that just put people in contact with each other, that didn't want to be in contact with it. That put whites in contact with blacks and they didn't want to be. And I think that stirred up, probably, even at that time, probably stirred up a lot of animosity, more animosity. I can imagine that the number of lynchings actually went up behind that, because now whites were being forced to accept blacks without actually really accepting them, or being forced to service them or treat them nice or be nice to them without there not being a change in their heart. They were being forced to be fake. And as a Christian, I don't agree with fakeness. I would rather somebody come to my face and say, I don't like you because you're black, than to act like they like me or to service me, and then spit in my food behind my back. Or give me certain looks that let me know, wow, should I really be in here? I mean, actually, no black sign would be like, okay, I can move on to the next place where they'll actually appreciate my business and they'll like me, and I don't have to worry about maybe them spitting in my food or putting something in it, you know. But like I said, it didn't help to encourage blacks to start their own businesses. And you see that even to this day, blacks are economically in a bad shape. They're like near the bottom of the totem pole economically in America. And I wonder if the Civil Rights Acts, the section making businesses patronize them that did not want them to patronize them, if it had not been enacted, if more blacks would have more businesses and be more successful and be more prosperous. And in being economically more prosperous and everything, actually have the respect of more white people. And less white people think we're inferior because we are doing, just as good as them economically, or just as well as them economically. Or so many of us do own businesses. So many of us, are educated and stuff like that. So I'm not sure that really, forcing these companies, these businesses to service blacks was really in the best interest in the long run. Maybe even short term, if there was a lot more lynchings behind that the 1964 Civil Rights Act being passed. I absolutely agree that if a business is getting anything from the government, that it shouldn't be discriminating in any shape, form, or fashion. I absolutely agree that all businesses. I disagree with Rand Paul about the the Disabilities Act, because I think all businesses should do everything to be prepared for anybody that might walk through their door, whether they be in a wheelchair or not be in a wheelchair. They should have an elevator. They should have ramps. I don't care if somebody that is handicapped or disabled is working for them or not. They should be prepared for to accommodate anybody that comes through their doors, no matter what condition they may be in. So I absolutely agree with the American Disabilities Act, but I have a problem with that one section of the 1964 Civil Rights Act that forced private businesses to accommodate everybody in the fashion that they felt like they should be accommodated. And that pretty much says what how I feel in a nutshell. I definitely don't think the guy's being racist at all. Uh, and I'm hoping that if enough black people speak out and and admit that the guy's kind of right, that it his race will not be so regarded as opposed to what he's actually saying. Because I do believe the man would sit down and have dinner with me and has no issues with me. And I'm telling you, I mean, even in this day and age right now, if I own my own private businesses, I'm going to tell you point blank, and I ain't going to say who it is, there are certain people I wouldn't want in there. And it's not white people, so don't think I'm racially got racial issues. It wouldn't be based on race, it would be based on something else that I really don't want to get into. But I'm just saying, okay, maybe I'll go ahead and get into it. If I owned, I don't, as a Christian, I really don't approve of homosexuality. If I owned a private business, I wouldn't want two guys coming in there holding hands or two women. If I owned a apartment building, I really wouldn't want to rent to a gay couple because I don't believe that. And I tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to rent to any couples that are fornicating either, that are not married. I would only want to rent to single, straight. I would only want to rent to married, straight couples. That's only. But according to 1964 Civil Rights Act, I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't have the freedom to do that. So, on a very personal level, I can't get behind it. And some people are gonna call me a homophobe. You can call me whatever you like, but I feel the way I feel, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. And if somebody was to make a video, well, I wouldn't rent to you because you're black, I wouldn't care, because I wouldn't want to be in your business if you didn't want me there. And I really don't like the idea that I can go to your business, because the government is forcing you, allow me to come there, and you not like me, and maybe spit in my food, or maybe put bugs in my bed or something, or do some things to me, because you're being forced to accommodate me when you don't want to. So if you don't want me there, I would rather the sign be hanging outside, no blacks allowed, than be where I'm not wanted. Maybe that would give me incentive. I say, oh, they don't want to serve me, I'll start my own business and serve myself and serve my people or any other people that I want to serve. So, give me your thoughts on this. But yeah, I agree with Rand Paul about the 1964 Civil Rights Act. That the part about private businesses forcing them to serve everybody was just wrong-headed. It was a bad idea. It looked like it was great at the time because blacks felt like they was getting their dignity back. I felt like they was being treated fairly, but in the meantime, they were probably getting lynched more and was getting all kind of dirty stories, and they was being in places that didn't want them, but they didn't necessarily know that they didn't want them. So, yeah, I gotta say I agree with Rand Paul, and I just ask everybody to view this video, try to be open-minded, try to see things from my point of view, and try to be nice, because I'll be nice to you, and if you're not, can't be nice, well, your comment's never gonna get approved, and nobody's gonna ever see it but me. So, be respectful. I'm respectful, be respectful. So, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.